Speaking of LOA, Storm. She's from X-Men. So, recently the new movies, Days of Future Past came out.
Oh,
Pretty good movie. You guys all saw it, right?
yep.
Good movie, good movie. You haven't seen it? You didn't see the whole thing
Fran
yet?
saw for like first 10 minutes of it.
10 minutes. And I had to leave.
I'll watch it later.
Oh, man, so this is going to make an awkward situation for you, huh?
Spoiler free, I hope.
Probably not.
Well,
Anyways,
let's get it started.
So, you guys all know how the timeline works, right?
Yeah.
So, you got like the first 3 X-Men, and then after that, you got. Was it Days of Future Past comes after that, I believe? Because
Yes.
the Wolverine, the one he's in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's Days of Future Past. Then it goes back
Oh,
because it kind of like splits. Days of Future Past is the last one, also the second one because it comes after First Class. Then after that, you got the Wolverine that no one really liked, the Deadpool one.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the see, this is gonna be hard for Fran. How do you feel the whole storyline is gonna go now?
I'll be quite honest with you, I'm quite lost. But
It's just hard to talk about now, knowing that Fran hasn't watched the whole entire movie.
Okay, that's
'Cause
good. Don't spoiler it. What's up?
All right, so this is a big spoiler for all you guys. So of course, the Sentinels, how they stop the whole Sentinel thing, blah blah blah, whatever happens. They never showed up in the first 3 movies.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about that? Like, it's just like a whole new storyline.
I thought that was the whole point was the new storyline and get away from the garbage movies that they made in the past.
Yeah.
Because it's still kind of tied in because they did show clips from the other movies too.
I think that they wanted to tie it in just so the fact that they don't say like, okay, we fucked up brutally,
Yeah.
like, and just like forget about those. They try to tie it in just so you can say, okay, we made a mistake, but we're gonna fix it, and then we tied it in together.
Because also by the end of it, like, because I only saw the beginning, and they even said to Wolverine, like, the timeline will be switched up by the end of this, or whatever, so what you think happened didn't happen. So I'm pretty sure this was their, like, quick Band-Aid to fix the original trilogy, which is a good look in my opinion, because, like, First Class was amazing, and I'm assuming this movie's really good, too. However, I did like the very first movie at that time, and then the other 2 I kind of wasn't as much of a fan of.
What?
At that time, that movie was amazing. At that time, that was like...
That was a really good movie at the time.
The
I bought
first
that
movie was garbage. I didn't even think it was really good at the time. It
Really?
was terrible. Storm, I like Storm. Black character that is really super powerful. She just was like, Halle Berry didn't do her any justice. Although I believe Halle Berry is beautiful as hell. I just don't think she did her any justice in the first movie. That little toad creature thing or whatever, I don't even know if that was the first movie, but that was all
Yeah,
terrible.
he was in there too.
Yeah, it was just corny. CGI's wasn't even that good. Just everything about that movie was terrible. And if for someone to say that was the better of the first 3, I'm just like mind blown because the second movie had Nightcrawler, and the Nightcrawler scene was like my fucking gosh, like he just did that. Like wow, like that was the only thing I really liked about the first 3 movies was that Nightcrawler scene, and it was just amazing. But everything else is just garbage to me.
I think what people really liked about the first X-Men actually was because it was one of the first movies that kind of came from the comic book.
It was one of the first comic book movies we got, really. For
I was going to say, wasn't it the first comic
It might have been. I
movies
wasn't sure if
that
Spider-Man came out. But
Spider-Man came out, I think, 2 years later.
Yeah, X-Men is what started it. And so at that time, just like, I remember as a kid, like, really being excited for comics and like everything like that, like wanting to get into collecting, and I never did. And then with this movie, I saw like, oh, this might be my like intro into the whole comic universe and stuff like that.
Although when we say comic book, we mean I think we mean the Marvel universe, because I know Batman was.
Well, yeah, Batman had their movies and stuff like that. So don't get me wrong, but I feel like this one like really like jump started this whole new wave of comic book movies.
What I kind of get what you guys are saying is that it started the hype basically, and it was just like wow. I
think it caused that battle between
movies, but not actually the movie itself was that good. It was just the hype, like got you excited for what was to come.
Well, I watched that movie a grip of times, so I really like that movie. Like I'm not.
Were those kind of the first movies that kind of show you like after credits things, like things are coming up next?
Yeah, I don't remember if it had that or not.
I don't think so. I think the X-Men were the only movies to not have that.
Yeah, but I remember enjoying it, and I remember getting it from my dad for Christmas 4 years in a row. The same movie.
The people that they do, this family, they just re-gift the same gifts every year. His dad,
they buy the gift again,
year and year and year. And
yeah, not re-gift.
The same year. his mom, he gets the same shoes, but his mom requests those shoes anyways. But yeah, it's just pretty funny how that happens. But back to X-Men, like, I don't know, I just can't agree. Like, I just don't. What do you guys think? Like, just leave a comment and let me know, because this is something that really like catches me right now. Just to just to hear him say that the first one was like his favorite. I'm just
of
like,
the original
oh my
three.
God.
Not
Actually,
of the original three.
Don't get me wrong. Like the new ones are way better.
Put the order you think the best to kind of rank all the X-Men movies as they come out
There's
to you
like
guys.
20.
There's not 20.
There's like
6 or 7 probably.
Because even the director said that after this movie, that basically the Wolverine with Deadpool, that movie just doesn't count. And then he also said that X-Men 3 doesn't count because this erases those movies.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like, well, that's kind of weird because
I mean, it's great.
Did you guys think those are good movies at all?
I liked X2 and I liked X-Men Wolverine, the one where he goes to Japan.
That was dope.
That movie, the plot and all that kind of stuff was okay. I did not like the final bad guy, the
Samurai.
Silver Samurai. I liked the Silver Samurai's
it.
character and like in the comic book sort of sense. I did not like how they made him in this big tech suit, and it was just
Yeah.
it
I thought that was dope.
overly corny to me, and like
CG was.
it pissed me
It
off.
was good.
But the whole fact that we got to see Wolverine in a whole different world, where he's like supposed to live, like he's supposed to have been lived for a long time and gone through different things. You see like him in another era or another world, or not world, but just another area of the world, and to see that culture and how they played that out with the colors of the trees and all the things that the people wore and all that kind of stuff. I thought that was very interesting and very cool. I like how they did that.
The colors of the trees was a big plus for me too. If it weren't for that, the movie would have sucked.
And to kind of finish the whole timeline thing, they even said after this movie, the whole Marvel Universe is just completely rebooted. They just canceled every other movie from that.
Wait, what?
Say that one more time.
After this last movie, Days of Future Past, they say basically the whole timeline is just shit.
So are they getting like new cast and everything?
I don't think.
No, not the
so.
whole, not like
cast,
the whole storyline
like,
itself.
It just changes, like
For the whole Marvel universe.
No, for the whole X-Men universe,
yeah.
the whole
Okay, there you
storyline.
go.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why I said the whole storyline. It just cancels out all the other X movies that have ever come out now.
like everything that happened in 1, 2, and 3 kind of just changes.
And the Japan
Good.
one,
It
it's
just
just
completely
they just haven't
changes.
happened anymore. Now they
Good.
don't happen anymore.
Good.
Now, one thing, there's 2 things I have to mention with casting. I cannot stand Anna Paquin as Rogue.
Oh, that's just fine.
Please she should have been more beautiful than that. Like, I mean, I just can't stand Anna Paquin. And then number 2, the Gambit dude. I think he's cool for like 21 Jump Street and whatever else.
Channing Tatum?
Yeah, Channing Tatum. But as Gambit, like, come on, like you could have got some nigga from Louisiana or something like that.
But
Well,
the thing is,
he
it's
actually is.
Well,
he has that accent.
Southern or whatever, but
Yeah.
it's acting like
He's really from Louisiana?
I think he might be.
I don't think he's from, but he's like Southern or something like that. But to exactly like character cast a role doesn't always mean it'll be the best possible thing either. You know?
And that's exactly why I think is wrong with what I think is wrong with the whole, comic book movie industry. It's like they cast the stars that are going to get the most viewers so that they can make the most money. But it may be like when you're watching the movie, like, why did they cast that person?
Well, luckily in
for a
this case,
fan?
it's a passion project for this guy, so hopefully he'll step up to the plate and do what is expected
Well, let's hope so.
for the role. But yeah, to just say, oh, he's not from Louisiana, so they picked the wrong guy is like kind
I
of
wasn't
like.
saying, but I'm
Alabama,
saying they
actually,
could have at
but-
least, geared their selection towards someone who actually like was from Louisiana or from wherever Gambit's from, and then like can actually sound naturally like him and is a good actor. But I didn't know that he was from that area.
He's from Alabama,
and
actually.
I didn't know that he had a southern
Draw
accent or whatever. Yeah, so maybe it's a good look, maybe not.
We'll see. I mean, the movies won't come out for a while, but in general, as long as they pick a good actor who's willing to like step up to the plate and do the role justice, then I'm all for it.
Is it supposed to be a standalone movie or?
Yeah, he's gonna do a standalone movie as well as be in Age of Apocalypse as the same character Gambit.
As Gambit. Yeah, the one in the movie that where he actually got the adamantium claws. He wasn't in the movie that much. I was kind of excited to see because Gambit was my favorite character growing up, and he was barely in the movie.
Yeah.
That was kind of a big disappointment to me.
Yeah, Gambit is definitely like my top 3 or so.
This is how it was for me for Colossus. I think he came out. I'm not sure if it was X2 or X3.
barely in 2. I think
He
when
came
everyone
out-
was running, he just turned
when they
steel,
were
closed the door, whatever.
evacuating, I think the school.
Yeah.
That's how I think he came out. And then the new one, he came out, but it wasn't for that long either. So
Yeah, Colossus is one of the dopest characters.
well, to me, honestly, like I like the whole X-Men movies because it was the first kind of Marvel movies introduced. Like they were the first ones. But the only thing I didn't like about it is now that I'm like looking more into comics and stuff is that the way they look, like the way, you know, Wolverine has no mask. Like to me, that's just like, I don't know, like
they modernized it.
Yeah, they really did.
Instead of like messing with the exact costumes and stuff like that.
I mean, not exact costumes.
Or at least similar, like
yeah, because you have Captain America. He's still in the costume, but it's modernized, but it's Captain America. You can tell it's Captain America. So I don't know. To me, that was like a
I think they did the pretty on point with Magneto though. That costume.
Yeah, that was really good.
I'm like, man, that's BA. You know, like something I can see somebody wearing. You know, in today's age, you know, I can see someone wearing that cape and that like dark purple type suit or whatever. I can see.
That's really good.
What was your favorite X-Men movie out of all the whole thing?
Possibly The Last Stand. Just
The Last Stand.
Juggernaut.
Everyone hated that one.
I love the Juggernaut.
What was yours? Still X, the first one?
First Class, for me, is my favorite, but I haven't seen this new one yet, so I don't know.
You're in for a good one, dude.
First Class it's still my favorite, First Class, but this movie is really good.
Actually, Wolverine or Hugh Jackman said that after the Japan movie, he's gonna be done with the next 3, and that was it. But after seeing himself in this past movie, this Future Past, he's signed back on for it again.
AKA,
so it changed his mind.
AKA, they heard Channing Tatum got hired. He's like, nope, no one's taking my spotlight. It's probably more so what happened, but who knows?
Yeah, so.
Alright, guys, as always, thanks for tuning in and watching this Talk Like Adults. We'll be back. we'll be back next week with more awesome goodness. So, as always, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And we'll see you guys later. Peace.